It's quite an exciting day today. I am here at Bushlore. They are a safari 4x4 rental company, and they have serviced a majority of, South African tourists wanting to come to Southern Africa to tour countries like Namibia, South Africa, Botswana, all around Southern Africa, all the way up. And obviously now, due to COVID-19 and all of that stuff, the heavy restrictions on international travel, they've taken a serious toll. Obviously, going from fully booked to having no bookings at all, they're having to kind of innovate and come up with some ideas on how to, keep the business alive. So they are getting rid of a bunch of their rental vehicles. They keep them all maintained here. They keep everything serviced here. Everything is done here. So I think that's really, really cool. I want to have a look because I might be able to find a diamond in the rough here. But if it's got a black bumper or the bumper's scuffed or whatever, I know that I'm pulling all of that stuff off and I'm going to be, kitting it out. But they've got pretty much brand new vehicles here that are going up for sale, and everything is, majority Toyotas from what I'm seeing around here, Cruisers, Hiluxes, all sorts of things like that. So, and some of them are fully equipped even. So it's kind of sad to see, that they're having to do this to just keep their doors open. But when you see all the staff that they're trying to keep salaries paid, they're trying to keep the industry alive, and they're trying to make sure that for you guys who are international, that when next year rolls around and the international travel restrictions are lifted, that you can still come out here and rent one of their vehicles to be able to go on a trip of a lifetime through Southern Africa. So I hope you guys are going to stay tuned and join me on this amazing little kind of hunt. It wasn't until I met Rob and he took me on a tour of their Johannesburg workshop that I realized the true impact of the lockdown. Knowing the trouble that the companies like Bushlore are going through right now, I thought that considering I was looking at buying a new vehicle, perhaps I could take that money and help a local South African business. Bushlore have over 100 independent suppliers. Almost every single component and accessory is sourced from local companies that rely on the big contracts from Bushlore and the likes to stay in business. Every little detail, from tire polish to shock absorbers, seat covers, canopies, rooftop tents, roof racks, tires, air compressors, even pots and pans. They need all of these items in hundreds of units, and that contributes significantly to our local industry. This is a seriously wild experience, seeing just the scale of the operation here. It's like, take all of your camping gear at home and then times it by 300 and that's what they have to deal with here. This is a spares cupboard. They've got this in Botswana, in Namibia, in Cape Town as well. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's so difficult to grasp the scale of what Bushlore actually do and how many vehicles they have that go out and contribute significantly to the tourism industry in South Africa. It's crazy. This is something that these guys need to be protected because they are seriously contributing towards our entire tourism industry. Now it was time to learn a little bit more about the vehicles he has in stock and see some for myself.
So after each rental comes back with a track history and a vehicle check over.
Oh my word. So then that'll be, whether it's in Kasane, it'll get checked, whether it's here, it'll get checked.
We've got workshops, Cape Town, Kasane, Man. So after each rental, so it's not only just the history of the service.
It's been quite a little journey through all the nooks and crannies of the operation here at Bushlore, and it's quite incredible to see the scale that they operate on. But at the end of the day, the reason why I'm here is to find a new vehicle. And they've got a lot of different options, a lot of different mileages, but what I'm looking for is a double cab Hilux, the 2.4 automatic with a reasonable mileage, but to be honest, the mileage doesn't matter so much, it's more about the condition of the vehicle. So some of the options I've seen so far, they're sitting at around 120,000 kilometers. That's quite a lot for me personally, but then they're sitting at a really good price. it's a really tough decision. But I think I need to just have a little more of a look. Maybe I need to take one of these for a test drive and, you know, just see how things go. I've never even driven a Toyota Hilux before. I've never tried the auto or the manual or anything. So maybe that's something I need to do next and just kind of play around with them a little bit and see how the vehicle feels. Let's see if we can arrange that. Usually Bushlore is a well-oiled machine. However, since they've had to down tools and go dormant, they've only just recently gotten back to work to be able to clean up the vehicles and get them ready to be sold. But seeing them all kitted out, I can just imagine the experiences these vehicles have seen in 100,000 kilometers. More than most people would see in a lifetime, I bet. But Rob had one that was almost ready to get cleaned up and go out to a client later that day. This would give me a good perspective on just how well looked after these vehicles are. And that even with 100,000 kilometers on the clock, it's still looking pretty damn good. Now, I just want to take one of these for a test drive. It's quite snug. It's actually, it's surprisingly snug. The elbow position is really good. That's important for me. Elbow position is definitely good. Let's test this elbow over here. Can it go a little bit higher? No. A little bit low on the little elbow rest here for me. I might need to, you know, raise that somehow a little bit. Steering wheel sits low, decent visibility. Guys, if I can be honest with you, while the Jimny can't hear what I'm saying, this feels like I'm having an affair and my partner is in the same room as me. It's very scary. Look here. Look who's watching. I feel horrible. Don't look at me like that. It's just a Toyota. It's okay. I still love you. Okay, so first things first. Maneuvering is very different to the Jimny. It's been a really long time since I've driven a big car. And this isn't even the biggest ones. Let's see. Let's take it for a spin. So this is also the first time, not the first time driving an auto, but this would be my first automatic vehicle. Actually, it's very nice. Okay, let's see, which side is the indicator? We'll just quickly go around the block. This is weird. I could see myself cruising in this for sure. For sure. It's not a bad seating position. The seats feel nicer than the Jimnys as well. Just do a little turn around here. I love not having a clutch. That's great. I'm just going to check the turning circle here. Okay, so I mean classic double cab turning circle or bucky turning circle. You know, you got 4x4 so you can go up the pavement, you know. Also bear in mind that I haven't driven an independent front suspension vehicle or even any independent suspension vehicle for quite a while as well. I'm used to having that really bumpy ride of, you know, solid axles. It's, you know what, I must say the 2.4 is really smooth. It's really, really smooth. And the auto as well, it's just super smooth. Okay. Well, there we go, that's not too bad. I can see myself living a very luxurious life with the automatic and a nice diesel, and it's got a lot of torque down low on this diesel motor, so it's going to be great off-road, you know, have good amount of torque low down. It's exactly what you want. And having the auto just to kind of, you know, crawl through stuff, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so what do I think? I think the only things that are going to really come into question is going to be obviously the price and the amount of kilometers on the vehicle slash the, you know, the kind of mechanical condition of the vehicle. Other than that, I'm pretty happy. I mean, you know, that elbow position for the long open road, cruising out in the bush, that's perfect. This elbow, not so much. Maybe need to pad up the, you know, the center, you know, armrest. But otherwise, I think it's going to be pretty damn good. I think this is a fantastic kind of basic vehicle to start with to kit out. I mean, you can imagine putting a canopy on there, got plenty of space for roof racks. You know, you can load quite a decent amount of weight in here in comparison to, say, for example, the Jimny, which is not really anything to compare with loading weight. But it just means that by putting, you know, the canopy on here, putting a rooftop tent on, all of that stuff is not going to have as significant an impact on the performance of the vehicle as the Jimny, for example. But I'm keen to find my Hilux. This one is going out to a customer. It's already sold. They've stripped it down and everything. But this used to be like one of these vehicles out here. So shows you what a good wash and a bit of a valet can do to a vehicle. Today was super helpful to come and just have a look at the vehicles, to understand a little bit more of their story, and, you know, take one just up the road a little bit just to get a feeling for it. It has a very cozy feeling like the Jimny. It doesn't feel like overly big. I remember my Amarok felt really big and spacious, but like you couldn't rest your arm nicely because the door felt too far away, or you know, driving with your girlfriend or whatever, you want to put your hand on her lap, you got to stretch out. So there's just little things like that where it's lovely having a big car, but it does feel nice to just kind of, you know, feel like you fit in there. And I'm a big guy. I would say that the headroom, it's really weird because it almost feels like there's more space inside the Jimny than in the Hilux in terms of your seating position in the front. But yeah, it's quite strange actually. But having access to having the back seats, having, you know, the tub to kit out with drawer systems, and, you know, put a nice 90-litre fridge in and have a canopy and all of that stuff, is just, it's going to be a big game changer for my trips, how I travel, you know, my gear that I take with me. And I'm really looking forward to that next process, to building up a vehicle like this. The heart of this vehicle is much more robust. I wouldn't say more reliable than the Jimny motor. Jimny motors are really reliable, but it's just having that diesel motor is just going to give so much more kind of grunt to the vehicle. And even when this is, you know, heavily loaded up, it's not going to be suffering as much. So there is an argument to be made for going for the 2.8 litre version, but personally, from everybody I've spoken to, everyone has recommended the 2.4. And I really think the auto transmission is going to be a bit of a game changer for me. I'm not a fan of driving manual vehicles. I do it because I have to. I don't really enjoy it that much. I think it's a generational thing maybe. I don't know. Let me know down below if you're a manual or an auto fan. But I wanted the Jimny in an auto and that didn't happen. And now I'm not budging on an auto for the next vehicle. But guys, thank you for kind of joining me on this first little look into, you know, finding a vehicle. It was cool. Now you guys know officially what I'm looking at, and you've gotten to have a look at it with me a little bit. I haven't gone into too much detail. I'll go into more detail on the exact one that I end up buying, but I'm definitely going to be doing a little bit of, you know, some looking here at Rob at Bushlore. And you guys should also, if you are considering picking up a new double cab, or you want to buy your own adventure mobile, there are vehicles here completely kitted out. you can probably get yourself an insane deal right now. They need the support. At the moment, they're trying to keep everything going. And if it means they got to get rid of some of their pride and joy, they're going to do it. To keep this industry alive, to keep tourism alive. And if you guys are international viewers and you've been planning that trip to come to South Africa, please get in touch with Bushlore. You can book an amazing vehicle, one of theirs. There's a Land Cruiser right here, completely kitted out with 2 rooftop tents, spare wheel carriers, everything. Come and have an adventure of a lifetime out here in South Africa and go and explore all the places that I explore on my YouTube channel and more. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode of Rome Overlanding. Cheers. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this episode of Rome Overlanding. I hope you enjoyed it, and please let me know down below in the comments. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and have an amazing week ahead. Anyways, I will see you on the next adventure. Bye for now.